So these are the 4 biggest lessons I've learned while making gaming content on the internet. And I'll finish it off with the big mistake I made. Lesson number 1 is community. Community is so unbelievably important. And from the very, very beginning, there were people that supported me along the way, whether it was my family or my friends or my wife, but also the people I met online. Mindstormer, Morgan, Josh. I could go on and on and on. Let's just name one more. Tyson, he was later. These people I met supported me, not only with memberships when those became available, but with very, very kind words, with long calls on Discord when I started to really question everything about myself. And just, they were awesome. And they still support me, and they're still active, and they're still there. And they've taken leadership roles in my community without me asking them to, because they care deeply about the community as well. And that's really, really exciting to see. And that is, for me, one of the most surprising and exciting things about my experience was that community really is powerful. And the gaming community that I experienced was wildly positive. Despite some of the negative comments I got, to be quite honest, in my Discord, it was so abundantly positive and is still so abundantly positive. It's still active. It's not going anywhere. And that was a really, really cool experience. Thing number 2, if you work hard and continue to work hard and show that you're working hard, you will indeed get a following. Plain and simple. I didn't think that was actually possible, but I dedicated myself to video games and video game related content. In 7 months, I grew from 69 subscribers all the way up to 30,000 subscribers. That just goes to show you that all you got to do is work really, really hard in one direction, and it works out for you. It just so happened that my mind changed a little bit. But that's putting the cart ahead of the horse, and we'll get to that at the end when I talk about my biggest mistake. The third thing I learned about making gaming content on the internet is that less is more. And that was something that, I wasn't intending to talk about this mistake, but that was something that I made a mistake on in the beginning. I have a lot of gear. There's a ton, and I don't need any of it. This right here, I could be using with something that is $100, not $700. And honestly, all that I care about when I watch something is that someone is telling me a story. Not only a story, but a story that's compelling, that teaches me something, and that I leave feeling better about myself than when I started. And, well, I'll tell you right now, I don't think the fact that I have a soundboard and a bunch of these mics, a crazy setup in here with all these lights makes you feel any better about yourself. You're awesome. You're rad. Stick around so that we can learn some more together. And just, hopefully that makes you feel better. That cost me nothing. I really mean it too. All right, thing number 4 that I learned making gaming content online is that I don't like making gaming content online. Yeah, surprise, surprise. That's why we're changing things. And the reason why I don't like making gaming content online leads directly into the biggest mistake I made. I considered my channel a gaming channel. And in being a gaming channel, I kept saying, welcome back to the console gaming channel for a year and a half. Well, if you look back, my channel did very little gaming, right? Sure, we streamed from time to time, 2 to 3 times a week here and there, but none of those streams were really chopped up and made into what a gaming channel has. And yeah, there's also a lot of gaming related content when it comes to gear and stuff like that, but there's always an element of me that was like, I just don't want people to have to buy a bunch of things to be happy, because I don't think that's necessary, right? That's why the narrative of like this Xbox Series S is so strong, because it is inexpensive, effective, and you can have a great time using it. You don't need a $500 box. You can get a $300 box and still have a great time. But the overarching narrative that I really wanted to say is that you don't need things to be happy. And for me, I realized that gaming content, though it was a lot of fun to make, isn't my passion, not even by a long shot. It's just what I ended up doing a lot of when I was stuck in my house, just like everybody else at the beginning of 2020. And I figured, well, if I'm going to be doing this, I might as well try to get paid by it. And that is a really, really bad way to go about making videos, trying to get money. And though I tried to really stay true to not doing that, there was a part of me that really wanted to. And when it was making money, I was happy. And the second it didn't make money, I was no longer happy, which tells me something. And in the grand scheme of things, should tell all of us something. That's probably not something you should be doing. So I heard a quote. It was a great quote. I love this quote. I really, really like it a lot. It was from a business guy. Forgot his name. He was probably quoting someone else. And it essentially was this: if you can't picture yourself doing this one thing for the rest of your life, then you probably shouldn't do it for one day of your life. Sure, it doesn't apply to everything, but in this given situation, when I get to choose what I can do, I do not see myself making video game content for the rest of my life. But what I do see myself doing is having meaningful conversations with as many people as possible and loving every moment of that. If you like that, feel free to subscribe. But if not, And the wise words of those two stormtroopers on Tatooine and Mos Eisley. Move along. Move along. It's so dumb.